So your Honda won't start and you're thinking it's the immobilizer? Or maybe you just got a new key cut and now the car cranks but doesn't fire up? Yep, that's usually the immobilizer system doing its job. I'm Tom from Car Justify, and today I'll walk you through how to program a Honda key to the ECU, so your car actually starts and runs like it should. This one trips people up all the time because the key looks fine, turns in the ignition, maybe even cranks, but no spark, no fuel. That's because Honda uses a chip key system, and if the ECU doesn't recognize that little transponder chip inside the key, it'll just shut everything down. Now let's clear something up right away. You can't just clone the metal key and expect the car to start. You need the chip programmed to match what the car's immobilizer system is expecting. That's either done with a dealer tool, or in some cases, you can do it yourself if you've got the right gear. Alright, let's go over the ways you can program a Honda immobilizer key. I'll break it into two paths, the DIY route and the dealer or locksmith route. If you've got an older Honda, like early 2000s Civic, Accord, CR-V, you can actually program a new key using a specific sequence if you have one working key already. This won't work if you've lost all your keys, but if you've got one, here's how you do it. First, get in the car and close all the doors. Stick the original working key into the ignition and turn it to the on position. Not start, just where the dash lights come on. Leave it for a second or two. Now turn it off, pull it out, and immediately insert the new key you want to program. Turn that to on and wait a few seconds. Do this cycle a few times, usually 3, and on the final round, leave the new key in the on position for about 10 minutes. That gives the ECU time to register the key if it's programmable. Now, fair warning, that method doesn't always work. Some models just won't accept new keys without an immobilizer tool. That's where you've got two choices. Either go to a locksmith who has a Honda-compatible programmer, or use a tool like the HDI 100 or an Autel scanner that supports Honda key programming. Some versions of the X tool or IM608 can also do it. Let's say you're using one of those tools. The general steps are pretty similar across devices. You hook the scanner to the OBD port, choose Honda, then go into immobilizer or key programming. The tool will usually ask you to turn the ignition on with the new key, even if it's not yet programmed, and then it'll guide you through the rest. You'll need to have the immobilizer PIN code, which most tools can pull from the ECU, or you can get from Honda with proof of ownership. Once you're in, you can erase lost keys, add new ones, or even do an all keys lost procedure. But again, that's only if your scanner supports it. I helped a buddy do this on his 2008 Accord last month. He lost both keys, bought 2 blanks online, and we used an Autel IM tool to program them from scratch. Whole thing took maybe 15 minutes. Just make sure your battery's charged and you're not in a hurry. Some steps require waiting 10 minutes or more while the ECU resets. Now, for folks who don't want to mess with programming at all, you can remove the immobilizer entirely. But listen, I don't recommend this unless you're building a race car or swapping ECUs. It involves flashing the ECU or using a bypass emulator, and on street cars, it can cause issues with the dash, alarms, or emissions systems. So yeah, technically possible, but not really worth it for most people. Let's go over a few quick tips before we wrap up. First, don't buy cheap key blanks with the wrong chip inside. Hondas use specific transponders, like 4D or ID13 chips, depending on the year. Second, if the green immobilizer light on your dash stays flashing, it means the ECU doesn't like the key. And third, if you've swapped your ECU, you'll need to do an immobilizer relearn because the immobilizer and ECU have to handshake or the system shuts down fuel delivery. So to recap, if you've got one working key, try the DIY ignition cycle trick. If not, you'll need a good scan tool or a locksmith with a Honda immobilizer programmer. Make sure your key has the correct chip, keep your battery charged during programming, and don't be afraid to take your time. Better slow and right than rushed and stuck. Alright, that's it for this one. Hope that cleared up how to program a Honda key and get your car back on the road. If this helped you out, don't forget to like and subscribe to Car Justify. I've got more no-nonsense repair tips coming soon. See you in the next one.